testimony yesterday.
This was what I was going to ask about.
Yeah, this was pretty cool. So what's her name? Charlotte
Cassidy.
No, Cassidy Hutchinson came in, and she was basically Mark Meadows' assistant, and was out right there when all this stuff happened. Although there's some dispute over what happened in the SUV that Trump was in.
Explain that.
So they basically, as the riot at the Capitol was going on, this is her testimony. They got Trump in the car, and Trump goes, "I want to go to the Capitol," and the guy said, "No, there's people out there with weapons, and it's dangerous." And he said, "I want to go," and he said, "No, sir, we're going back to the residence." And I guess they said Trump reached for the wheel, grabbed the wheel. And he's like, "Sir, get off the wheel." And then with his other hand, he put the hand on the guy's throat. That's what Cassidy heard from a guy that was supposedly in the car. Well, the Secret Service has come out and said that's not what happened.
Which is so weird.
But why would that?
She didn't say she saw it. She said that's what was relayed to her as soon as she got back to the White House. And the Secret Service guy who it happened to was sitting there in the room.
Didn't deny it.
And
didn't say that's not what happened.
That she's testified that that's what she was told happened. But either way, what we do know is that Trump was desperate to get to the Capitol that day.
And
explain that to me. We now know from her testimony and other people's that Trump knew that people in that crowd on the ellipse were armed.
I was going to mention that, and he wanted to take down the
metal
detectors.
Yeah, he said get rid of the magnetometers
to let them in so that they can march to the Capitol.
Well, but also because he didn't think the crowd was big enough. Like this dude, how
That's
small
why he was
must
mad.
This dude be that he is that the crowd is not big enough? Take down the one things that make sure that nobody with AR-15s gets near the president. Take that, and Mo Brooks. That's why Mo Brooks had a vest. He's like, this guy's a moron. I'm gonna get shot if this. So they wanted So Trump wanted to let everybody with weapons in. Then they said at one point she said the guy said, "Trump, you can't go to the thing. There's people with weapons there." And he said, "They're not for me.
They're not going to hurt me.
They're not going to hurt me.
They're not here to hurt me."
So he was fine with them
So
possibly going to shoot somebody
combine
else.
all those things. We know we now have the National Archives has released photos, and we have Capitol Police Radio, where they are identifying people in the trees and various places and what they're armed with. Yeah. AR-15 was among many weapons that they listed. Yep. Spears, flagpoles with spears on the end.
Bear spray.
Truck bumpers.
Yeah. They had
and he's mad because he wants it to be full. And the National Archives released a photo of him 3 minutes before he walked on stage, looking at the monitor showing the crowd size, looking pissed. So he wants them in so that they can march to the Capitol with those weapons, says they're not here to hurt me, and then is demanding and was demanding for 2 weeks that he go to the Capitol. So think about that. A president that didn't get reelected wants to go to the Capitol during the certification.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right, because here's why.
And with the people that are armed?
And here's why. Here's what Trump knows. Say what you will about Trump. Trump is street smart in a weird way. So he have all these yahoos going to the Capitol, right? And we watched it live on television when it was happening, and it was pretty obvious they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were just roaming around.
Yeah.
They had a guy with
pooping.
hats on, pooping on the walls. They're like, what do we do? Shit on the walls. Okay. Hey, someone has a plan. So they obviously weren't ready. So Trump knew he needed to be there to guide them. Now, had Trump got there, what would he have done? Kill Mike Pence? Would he have done Pelosi? That's another thing he said about Mike Pence. He deserved it. They said they're chanting hang Mike Pence.
Mike earned this.
Yeah. He said, well, Mike earned that.
How is this guy still free? Still free.
And more than that, still the Republican choice for nominee.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, why would you vote for any group of people that thought that's the guy? Listen, if the Republican Party came out and went, guys, we got way off track. This crazy 6-time bankrupt, pussy-grabbing, daughter-wanting to date psychopath, we were wrong. We're going to go back to our normal guys, Romney, whoever.
That's what I would have respect for that.
You'd go, okay, well, they're trying to turn the ship.
We're going to disagree, but at least we'll disagree like civil, normal people.
Right. Cheney,
yeah.
even like Cheney, I don't agree with Cheney on anything, but she's at least cares about America first. And so what would happen was if let's say I didn't vote for him, but she got elected, Liz Cheney or Romney, at least I would go, okay, that they understand America and democracy. Okay, I'm not going to be happy with everything they do, but With Trump, he's just going to roll over. We're repeating what Hitler did. Hitler did Beerhard Putsch. He did that. He got put in jail for 5 years. And when he came back, he just and now
he had a lot of time to think.
Yes, but now we've got all these Secretary of States getting elected.
But here's the other thing. You have to think about the fact that we now know that Trump knew that they were armed. And now think about what he walked out on stage and said to those people.
Right,
You're going to fight like hell. And I'm going to be with you.
Yep.
But we're going to fight like hell.
But someone said that
trial by combat.
But somebody, as Giuliani,
right?
Somebody said.
What did Mo Brooks say?
Mo Brooks said, "It's time to start kicking ass and taking names."
So those are the three people that spoke that had.
What more do you need?
Yeah, but someone said on the way over, I was listening, and they said it's just a First Amendment issue. He goes, they have a First Amendment argument. They can say whatever they want. But isn't that on the day of certification and a mob heading towards the Capitol, isn't that the same thing as fire in a crowded
Well, that would be
theater?
dereliction of duty.
Right. Well,
because the president is required to uphold certain standards in the best interest of the country and protecting his people.
So what happens?
His attorney, Eric Hirschman, actually told him that tried to get him to remove some of those lines from his speech.
And he wouldn't.
Saying the optics would be bad considering what they knew was going on, but also that he knew that there could be a legal issue. And she also testified that Pat Cipollini, his other attorney, came in and said they're going to throw every statute, they're going to charge us with every crime possible after this.
If you go to the Capitol, because then it shows he went to help.
Yes.
So my question is this: why? I keep hearing all these stupid pundits, and I wish the news would just be the fucking news and stop talking about, like, look, our job is to talk about it.
And make jokes about it.
Yeah.
So stop writing us messages like, that's actually not correct. That's
Yeah,
we're a comedy podcast. This is,
exactly.
we're just